frequently ask me about what is shoulder dystocia. It's a strange word that most people don't know. It's something that really needs explained. And when you're dealing with this, you need people who fully understand the condition, the problems that it can cause, and what should be done if the obstetrician faces shoulder dystocia. As a newborn intensive care specialist, I saw many cases like this. I can tell you that even if the baby doesn't get brain damage from shoulder dystocia, it can be terribly disheartening to know that one arm or the other is not going to work properly as the baby grows. So let's go back and talk about exactly what it is. Well, first of all, when a baby is coming out of the birth canal, it usually comes head first. And when the baby comes head first, it usually just slides out and does perfectly fine. But sometimes, and this is in babies who are particularly large, the shoulder gets stuck. So the baby is most of the way out and everything's going fine, but you can't do the rest of the delivery. Well, there are specific ways in which shoulder dystocia is supposed to be dealt with. And most good obstetricians know how to do that. Sometimes, however, even good obstetricians may panic when they realize that the baby is not coming correctly, and they may do it incorrectly. This is all noted in the chart. There is usually an observer at each delivery, and that observer observes what's going on and is watching the clock. So in most instances, they tell you exactly how long the shoulder dystocia prevented the baby from being delivered. At the same time, if it's too long, that baby can develop brain damage because the brain is just not getting enough blood when the baby is sitting there and not being delivered properly. What I was talking about before relates to the fact that that shoulder sometimes gets pulled on by the obstetrician or the obstetric nurse who is delivering the baby, and that shoulder can be damaged with that. You can get what's known as a brachial plexus palsy, and that palsy can resolve after a few days, but it also cannot resolve. And when it doesn't resolve, as I said before, these babies can have great difficulty moving their arm correctly or even moving their arm at all. So how does this obstetrical malpractice case come up? Well, there are a couple ways that this can happen. Number one, as I said before, the obstetrician either panics or just doesn't know how to deal with shoulder dystocia. Number two, somebody who's there delivering the baby is not adequately trained, and the obstetrician hasn't made it in for the delivery yet. In some hospitals, that happens. The obstetricians aren't there, and when the baby is delivered, there is a problem. So the shoulder dystocia occurs, somebody can't handle it, and the baby either loses the function of one arm, or the baby has brain damage that occurs that is picked up later in the evaluation of the baby. So that's a brief understanding of what is shoulder dystocia. And if you have any further questions about this, please click below. We will respond to that as quickly as possible. We can answer any of your questions with regard to this. At LawMD, we have doctors who can tell you what the issue is with your case, and we have lawyers who can prosecute your case as necessary. So click below, give us a call. Thank you.